Verse 48, and Mary showed up, and they were amazed, and she said, why have you done this to us? She's still thinking about herself. Your father and I have sought you anxiously. Verse 49. Look at his answer. He said, did you seek me? Why did you seek me? He's surprised that they're looking for him. He's like, you don't understand my purpose. You're looking for me to be just a 12-year-old boy. You don't understand that I must be about my father's business. 12-year-old boy. Determined. Would the 12-year-old boy embarrass you and I?
Come on, Pastor.
Based on his passion for the kingdom. He hadn't lived long enough for God to be as good to him as he's been to you and I.
Come on, Pastor.
But even with his limited experience, he prizes the kingdom so much. He says, you can't be looking for me like this. I am supposed to be in my father's house. I must be about my father's business. I must be. I'm compelled, like the Apostle Paul said, woe is me if I don't preach the gospel. I must be about my father's business. And so we found again when he came into the temple, John chapter 2, verses 13 through 17. I'm just covering this. This is important. He comes into the temple and he found the money changers at the Passover of the Jews. And next verse, and he starts to drive them out, and they were doing the wrong business in the church. There are some people who will go to a church because they will get more business connections. Don't you know that God knows how to bring the business to you bigger than the people in your church? I'm preaching better than you are amening. You don't just join a church based on no economic advantage it will give you. You are still seeking your own way.
Come on,
but God can do you better than any of those people that you think got your connection. I'm going somewhere. God can connect you better than somebody can connect you. And so he said they were doing the wrong business, and he took out a whip, verse 15, and he began to just overturn the tables, and verse 16. And he said, why do you want to make my father's house a house of merchandise? And somebody said, that's why we don't sell anything in church. No, that's why we do not take advantage of God's people to promote your personal business in church. I'm going to leave you alone. And I'm upset because the church never let me promote my own business. Whoa. You got the wrong mindset. We're going to get through this. God will raise up people that will come into your life to be a blessing, but it's not your job to engineer those relationships by abusing the privilege of being part of the church. Okay, next verse. So now please look at this. Next verse. And his disciples, when they saw the passion with which he was doing this, they remembered. They looked at him, they said, whoa. This is exactly what Psalm 69 said, because that's what they're quoting. They remember that it is written about him that the zeal for your house has consumed me. Lord have mercy. If we look at the way you're doing your life right now, what can we remember or what can we establish as being the thing that consumes you? Because here is the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Every one of us in here today is consumed by something. That's right. You may not be in a position to even recognize it or have the courage to admit it, but I'm here to submit to you that all of us in here right now are being driven or we are consumed by something.